So I wasn't quite sure how to kick off this video other than to say that it is my job to help you quit jobs and grow more income on the internet. I don't care if it's like blogging and podcasting or snail mailing or affiliate marketing I don't care. That's my job. That's my goal. That's what you follow Pete at Do Evil Blog for. And I gotta tell you, there is a massive opportunity still in podcasting that not enough people are paying attention to. So this actually got kicked off about an hour ago when somebody tagged me on Facebook. The post said something like, what opportunities has your podcast open for you? And there were people like Steve Stewart and Monica saying stuff like literally everything. Speaking gigs, collabs, paid mentorship opportunities. Further down in the post, Rich, Josh, growing businesses, growing careers from their podcast. And I eventually had to weigh down on the bottom and just say like an entire career opened up because of the podcast. So for those that don't know, I actually helped some friends of mine start a podcast. My first experience in 2009. Here it is, Sports Chop Shop. You can see we had one little follower down there. It was actually pretty bad. I then went on to start like 40 plus blogs and online businesses of all sorts, some of which made a little money, most of which were failures. And it wasn't until I accidentally started a podcast in 2017, after I lost my job, I was really just reaching out to other bloggers and being like, can I Skype with you? Please teach me how to make money blogging. And as it turns out, for me, it was podcasting that brought the opportunities. I made money in the first couple of months, not a lot, but it grew. A couple of months ago, I got a mid-4-figure podcast sponsorship that didn't actually require that much work. I've literally got to speak with some of the coolest people on the internet. The founder of WordPress, I got to hang out with and ask questions to this guy, Matt Mullenweg, for an hour because of my podcast. In fact, yesterday, I literally sent a message to somebody I know asking for a podcast sponsorship, not for my podcast, which gets thousands of downloads per month, but for a brand new podcast, which hasn't been created yet, hasn't been recorded, doesn't even have a website, and it's literally just like a name and an idea. And I got this guy to say yes to a $250 podcast sponsorship. How crazy is this? In fact, the room I'm sitting in right now, this office, I got mics and cameras and headphones everywhere. It makes me so happy. This life that I live, my career, my vocation, is due to my podcast. If I had not started that podcast, I would probably still be back in corporate America or some job that I was not fulfilled at. You know the story, right? You've probably felt this before too. It's because of my podcast that I'm here and able to do this work. And that is incredible. And I wish this for everybody. So speaking of my current job, it is to help you grow some sort of online income that can change your life. That's what I'm here to do. And sometimes that includes investigating opportunities, where those opportunities are, and telling you how to take advantage of it. That's what this video does. I'm not telling you to go start a podcast necessarily. I'm not telling you to triple down on blogging. I am going to explore this opportunity and I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of it. By the way, check out this graph. I just pulled this from Google Trends showing a downward decline in blogging and an upward trend in podcasting. By the way, are you a data person like me? Let's look at the facts here. Let's look at blogs, YouTubes, and podcasts really quick. Optin Monster released a report that the number of bloggers is expected to grow to 31 million this year in 2020, and there are more than 500 million blogs that exist in 2019. On a similar note, how many YouTube channels? 31 million. And how many podcasts? 30 million, 29 million, 10 million, 5 million, 2 million? No, Apple Podcasts just hit 1 million a few weeks ago in April 2020. There's going to be 31 million bloggers in 2020, and there are over 500 million active blogs. 1 million podcasts. Edison Research remarks that monthly podcast consumers grew by 16% year over year, cresting 100 million Americans for the first time ever. That's insane. Total US population listening to podcasts is continuing to grow and is at 55%. But wait, think about that for a second. 45% of people just in the Americas, but this is happening all over the world, aren't even listening to podcasts yet. But they will be. By the way, one more graph. New shows in Apple Podcasts is continuing to grow every single month by leaps and bounds. New shows, not existing shows. More and more people are starting podcasts. The time to jump in on this bandwagon, and it is totally a bandwagon, a very profitable bandwagon. The time is right now. All right, I want to talk about consumption stats for a second. The research shows blog consumption, average time somebody spends on a blog, 2 to 5 minutes. I don't even really want to talk about YouTube. I'm a YouTuber myself, as you are watching this video right now. If you can get to 5 minutes watch time, that's actually doing pretty dadgum good. The average time is like 3 to 5 minutes. One time I recorded a podcast episode with my friend Jillian from Montana Money Adventures, over 3 hours long. This is such a long podcast episode. If you're still listening at the tail end of this, shoot us an email. We'll do something like really nice for you. Like we'll give you free access to our courses or something like that. Email us, both of us at the same time, Jillian and Pete. Here are our email addresses. Email us. We got email responses from his 3.5 hour long podcast for months and months and months after it was released. Podcast consumption, over 30 minutes. Why? People are doing other things. This is an incredible opportunity right now that I can't even get enough of. People are becoming busier, doing more things. Whenever somebody's like sitting at their computer, now they're bombarded with social media, and the average person sees a bajillion, quadrillion ads a day. When people are listening to podcasts, they're generally not at their computer. They generally have earbuds on, headphones on. They're generally less distracted. They're generally in their car where they can't do much else other than listen to podcasts, or working out at the gym where they're focused on something else and they're also listening to minutes and hours of podcasts. Consumption is greater. The opportunity to have your voice heard and make a difference to an audience is the biggest with podcasting. So I can hear you out there in internet land be like, Pete, I don't really want to start a podcast. I don't have enough time as it is. That sounds really difficult. I don't have anything to learn. I wish you'd just teach me like how to better grow my blog all the time instead of talking about this. First of all, no, my opportunity, or my job rather, is to teach you how to make money on the internet and help you build a life you want. And if that talks about podcasting or blogging or snail mail, I'm going to do that. But that leads me to another opportunity, and that's this. Podcasting is in the wild west of technology right now. You don't want to like learn how to edit audio? Great. Me either. I don't care. All I care about is getting the end product, an audio podcast that's good and people care about and that makes you money. Why don't you use Descript, where you can literally edit audio just like you were editing a blog post. In fact, you want to edit out all the ums and uhs in an entire podcast interview with you and somebody else? In Descript, you can select your entire episode, delete the filler words, boom, just like that, 5 seconds, now you've edited all that out. Did I mention it also levels your audio on autopilot, and you can use tools like Fix My Levels or Levelator or Auphonic or Buzzsprout's built-in tool to automatically reduce noise, add compression, add limiters, level audio, export to podcasts, LUFS standards. Did I mention that Auphonic is free? Did I mention that Levelator is free? Did I mention that Fix My Levels is free, but also has a paid plan that costs $2 a month? Did I mention there's a company called Red Circle, which launched about a year ago, that is 100% free podcast hosting, unlimited minutes, unlimited podcasts, do it as much as you want. It has some of the best technology in the entire podcasting hosting business. The technology is absolutely stunning and amazing. It has never been easier and quicker to produce an audio. You can't do this with blogging. It's never been quicker and easier to produce good audio, to create and launch and help a podcast grow. And by the way, people like me who are creating PodCourse, hashtag launches June 1, 2020, that are going to teach you how to do all this super easy stuff. I'm going to teach you how to make podcasting a system that doesn't take a lot of your time, and it gets you a whole new audience and can get you new revenue streams. The time to start a podcast is now. The opportunity is massive right now. I don't know what it's going to be like a year from now. No one can say, but there's just an entirely new world of possibilities for growing an audience and improving your blog's reach and monetization value by starting a podcast. The time is now. Oh yeah, 2 more things. First, podcasting works. It works. I'm not making this video just for naught to try and hype you up on some product, although I'd love for you to buy PodCourse. It works. And the second thing is you absolutely have what it takes. This is like the one thing. I'm thinking about starting a podcast one day. Don't have enough time. Don't have enough energy. I don't think I can do it. My voice doesn't sound good. I don't know what to say. You figure it out. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to help teach you. Podcasting works. There's an opportunity, and the time to start is right now. You have what it takes. So here is my call to action in this video. Ask me. Ask me how. Ask me the questions. Ask me to motivate you more. Ask me to inspire you more. Hopefully this video did a little bit of that. I don't want you missing out on this opportunity. And I truly, in my gut, I hit right down here because my microphone's up here. In my gut, I know there's still massive opportunities in podcasting, and it's never been easier. Why aren't more people like me shouting that from the rooftops? You absolutely can do it. Ask me how. Ask me the questions. Let me know how I can help you, please. Yes, it can work for you. So I hope this video has inspired you. I'll link to a few more podcasting tutorial videos in case you want to go check those out. But please, 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 just give it a try. I promise I'm trying to help you build a business and make money and support your family and buy awesome stuff with all the fancy podcasting money you're going to get. Without further ado, I'll sign off. Please consider subscribing if you also heart this Do Even Blog YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.